motion sides to the center lines, we'll find the answers never shown. Moving forward through the day and night, set back at every turn, powering on till we see the light, new truth we seek to learn. Devil's advocates on the road, traveling for truth, a journey unknown. From ocean sides to the center lines, we'll find the answers never shown. Never shown. When it's dark and the shadows loom, we plant a seed. The sun comes up and the flowers bloom. Truth shall be free. The treasure of truth can't be bought or sold. Why do they hide the ball? The lies which are spoken and stories told will be their downfall. Devil's advocates on the road, traveling for truth, a journey unknown. From ocean sides to the center lines, we'll find the answers never shown. Never shown. Trapped inside these barriers, questioning what is known. Take to the stand like warriors, together not alone. Devil's advocates on the road, traveling for truth, a journey unknown. From ocean sides to the center lines, we'll find the answers never shown. Moving forward through the day and night, sit back at every turn, powering on till we see the light, new truth we seek to learn. Devil's advocates on the road, traveling for truth, a journey unknown. From ocean sides to the center lines, we'll find the answers never shown. When it's dark and the shadows loom, we plant a seed. The sun comes up and the flowers bloom. Truth shall be freed.
right, everybody, welcome to a Crimes After Dark on what is this, Tuesday? Man, the days all run together. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but we will make a go of it anyways. I got the panel. We got a pretty good panel tonight. We have a pretty good panel, but we have a really good panel because we got everybody backstage ready to go. Although I see my team kind of eating food and drinking stuff. They're all like busy backstage. I get to see previews of people backstage. But we are going to cover newly released stuff that was been obtained by Outkast. Possibly look also at newly released and currently premiering right now on Accomplished Day. Who is the person that Riley Moorhead, Moreland, not Moorhead, Moreland, Riley Moreland interview, which is still debuting right now, but I think we can go back and watch that as well, because this first one is only about 26 minutes long. And I'll tell you right now, before we get into everybody up on stage, I've sampled parts of it, watched probably more than half of it. It's not going to be as exciting maybe, but maybe so, because we always find details. This is from earlier in the evening, right? So this is going to be from the 12th, the Special Emphasis Patrol, I believe. That's what I would call it. But I want to ask one some questions about cops and partners and routines and all that good stuff that are showing here. And we get to see real clear footage of what vehicle they're driving and how they're dressed in their undercover, if you will, or out of uniform presentation. We'll talk about that. We've got Kathy's Indie Zone backstage to talk about these two officers in particular in another case, somebody filing a lawsuit against NPD involving these two officers. So again, I got lots to talk about. Maybe even one has a monologue. Let's get all the team assembled. Robin, co-producer of the show, how you doing? Hey, what happened to our nice little splashy background? We need the splashy background behind us. Did we lose that?
I tried to put it up. There we go.
Bam!
Good.
There
I'm glad
is.
you got it working, because I tried earlier and I was like, what is wrong with it?
All right. And then we got 1-1. How you doing tonight?
Good.
And we got Kathy's Indies queued up backstage. We'll make her wait just a little bit. Not make her wait, but I'm going to have her wait a little bit for us to get through the monologue and all that stuff real quick. You do have a monologue tonight, I'm assuming.
I do, of course.
Right.
And a new ice machine. So
nice.
There you go.
Because the other one sucked ass. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's get Robin, do you have any news that you want to report for today? And either one of you want to talk about whatever, just life in general?
Yeah, I know you wanted to. I don't think you said anything, so I would just mention it quick. We did have, unfortunately, another sad passing of someone in the news, Dolly Parton. So Lee wanted to say, so I'll let you. I didn't really have anything crazy to say, but I know you wanted to say.
Well, I don't have anything crazy to say other than Dolly Parton is freaking a major part of our country. Like, everybody knows Dolly Parton. In fact, I saw that Trump ordered the flags to be flied at half mast for the passing of Dolly Parton. That's how big of an impact Dolly Parton had on the country. So I thought it would be remiss of us not to mention the passing of Dolly Parton at 80 years old.
80. Yeah, she really did. She had such an influence in so many areas, besides obviously music, but many different areas. So I don't know. This makes me feel like I'm getting older. And
by the way, as an aside, Mark and Betty says you've got a pig on top of your head, Robin.
I know. I don't know where it came from.
That's a pretty pig. But anyways, Dolly Parton. Like I said, we don't have any special tribute, and isn't really true crime related in any way, shape, or form. But from time to time, when somebody passes on a night when we come up here, we've done it before. So I thought it would be worth mentioning again. And hell, if I had more time, I'd have us all dress up in wigs and come on stage with tribute to Dolly Parton. But we didn't have the time to pull that off.
Yeah.
So let's do your monologue, and we'll get Kathy up here, and we'll talk about this video.
Yep. All right. Is it good to be alive in the den on a Tuesday night?
Oh, yeah.
Jackson, Juliana, my beautiful wife. Love you guys always. Tonight on Crimes After Dark. Why did my screen? Oh, wow. That was wacky. Okay, I'm back. My screen just disappeared. I don't know what the hell. That was really odd. We'll start again. Tonight on Crimes After Dark, we go back to Moscow, Idaho. But not till the morning that changed everything. Not yet. We go back to the night before. To a Moscow still breathing in the rhythm of an ordinary college weekend. To The sky is black above the Palouse. Streetlights spill pools of amber across sidewalks and intersections. Somewhere, the last echoes of a football Saturday are fading into the cold Idaho air. Students wander home from tailgates, apartments, bars, and parties. Beer cans flash beneath the streetlights. Voices are louder than they probably should be. Footsteps occasionally lose their argument with gravity. And through all of it, police body cameras are quietly recording. There is something haunting about watching ordinary moments when you already know what comes next. Because on November 12th, 2022, Moscow does not yet know the name of the nightmare waiting for it. To the officers working these streets, this is simply another weekend in a university town. A night of alcohol enforcement, a night of checking identification, a night of open containers, underage drinking, traffic stops, students walking home, and officers trying to keep intoxicated young people from wandering into roadways or tumbling down stairs. Nothing about it announces what is coming. No sinister music, no warning written across the sky, just another shift. And that may be exactly what makes this footage so important. Because before Moscow police became permanently connected to one of the most scrutinized murder investigations in modern American true crime, these cameras allow us to see the department doing something much simpler, policing Moscow as Moscow existed before the murders. The officers appear comfortable in this environment. They recognize the patterns: football game, tailgate, alcohol, students walking between apartments, young people testing the limits of independence while officers test the limits of their patience. But what stands out is that these encounters are not simply about writing tickets. There is enforcement, certainly. There are consequences, there are citations, but mixed into those interactions is something else: education, conversation, and repeatedly concern for safety. Officers explain why certain behavior crosses the line from something happening privately behind a closed door into something police will address when it spills into public view. They talk about the difference between drinking somewhere unseen and staggering through a street where cars and pedestrians share the darkness. They ask questions, they check identification, they explain citations, they make sure people understand what happens next. And when someone appears too intoxicated to safely walk away, the conversation changes from enforcement to something much more basic. How are you getting home? That detail matters because the body cameras give us a small window into the policing philosophy operating around Moscow before four students at 1122 King Road would become household names. This was a department accustomed to policing young people, accustomed to alcohol, accustomed to crowded weekends, accustomed to the strange ecosystem that develops when thousands of college students live, drink, celebrate, argue, walk, drive, and socialize within a relatively small community. The officers even reference previous outreach and conversations with student organizations. That tells us these encounters were not occurring in a vacuum. Police were interacting with the university community before November 13th. They were talking to students, they were conducting alcohol details, they were watching the streets. They were dealing with the small problems that consume most police shifts, while the enormous problems remain mercifully rare. And perhaps that is the most unsettling part of this footage, because nothing feels extraordinary. There is no visible sense that Moscow is standing at the edge of history. No officer knows that within hours, police radios will carry calls far different from open containers and underage drinking. No student walking beneath those streetlights knows that four names are about to become permanently attached to this town: Kayla Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. For now, Moscow is still simply Moscow, a college town after a football game, a place where an officer can worry about someone falling down a staircase, where headlights accidentally left off can become the concern of the moment. where the smell of beer and the cold November air represent the biggest problem standing beneath the streetlights. The body cameras capture police officers who appear familiar with their community and familiar with the nightlife surrounding the university. They show officers enforcing the law, but also explaining it, correcting behavior, talking to students, trying to send people home safely. And whether one ultimately agrees with every decision Moscow police made and the investigation that followed is a separate conversation. Tonight, we're looking at something different. We're looking at them before the crime scene tape, before the press conferences, before the national media descended on Moscow, before investigations from multiple agencies filled the streets, before every movement, every report, every photograph, every body camera recording, and every decision would be examined frame by frame by millions of people. Tonight, we watch a police department operating in the world it understood. And somewhere beyond the glow of those body cameras, another clock is already ticking. A clock nobody can hear, a countdown nobody knows exists. Students continue walking home, officers continue their patrols, citations are handed out. Doors close, streetlights hum, and Moscow settles deeper into the cold November night. Within hours, everything will change. The ordinary will become evidence. The familiar streets will become part of a crime scene, and a small Idaho college town will become the center of a mystery that still refuses to loosen its grip. Tonight on Crimes After Dark, we return to those final ordinary hours, not because these body cameras reveal the answer to what happened inside 1122 King Road. They don't. But because sometimes understanding a tragedy begins by understanding the world that existed immediately before it. The police, the students, the streets, the atmosphere, the normal routines playing out beneath the lights. Because before Moscow became a place associated with four murders, it was simply a college town on a Saturday night, and the cameras were already rolling. With that, live from New York, it's Tuesday night.
You're muted.
How about now?
We
There
got
you
you.
are.
All right, let's bring up Kathy, and hopefully she's prepared for that because I see that her mic's still turned off on her side. It looks like. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I heard that two of the defendants from Gerald Warner versus the city of Moscow and the Moscow Police Department were going to be featured
Yes.
on a video this evening, so I had to leave my research and hop on over here. How's everyone?
Great,
Good,
great.
good.
And it's funny because
Good.
I want to use what you just said and ask one as an officer to educate myself a little bit. So Tesdahl and Rosenthal are paired up, I think, on a special emphasis patrol on campus looking for underage drinking. They're driving an unmarked car. They're not in uniform. And maybe that's because they want to be able to kind of sneak up incognito on drinking students without a big old patrol car there. That makes it obvious. But a couple things I want to ask you. One.
Mm-hmm.
Do officers get paired up, and do they like? Do you get a partner and then you've got that partner for years? Because again, Kathy's report about this other thing is the same two officers. So have they been partners and they run the same shift together and always partnered up, or how does the partnership work?
I mean, usually people try, they'll get partners after a bit, not immediately, but you would never do, anywhere that I know of. I don't want to say 100%, but I don't think anywhere I would say in the United States does someone do undercover or plainclothes work by themselves.
Yeah.
There's always the only caveat to that I will say, because I know there's going to be someone in here. Well, what about when if you have like an undercover officer or a CI or something that's doing an undercover drug buy, aren't they by themselves? Yes and no. They like immediately right in that, they're doing an immediate undercover kind of thing. Yes, they're by themselves, but they probably have someone. If it's someone that's just doing like kind of like a drug buy, they will have someone close by, like,
well, let me
block
clarify that a
away.
bit. Let me
Yeah.
clarify that, and real quick, thank you, Laura Jones. That's an amazing gift. Thank you for gifting
Wow.
10 memberships to the channel. That's
Yes,
amazing.
thank
That's
you.
a
Thank you
a
very
very
much.
excellent gift, and hopefully people got their, hopefully 10 people got the memberships out of that. So appreciate that so much, and thank you, Heather Nealand, for that argument. I guess what I'm saying, the crux of what I'm trying to get is not so much about the undercover part, but is it common for two officers to be paired up, and every night when they come to work, they're expected to go out on patrol or whatever with their partner
Yeah,
on a regular basis? And
you
it's the same
usually
guy,
get teamed
right?
up.
Same
Sure.
guy every,
Yeah, that'll happen.
So
I mean,
it-
if you're like really brand new, you might, you might get paired up with, some different
more
people. Maybe
senior.
someone could be on vacation, someone has off on the night,
Yeah.
so you might get paired up with someone that's senior, and you learn something from the senior guy. So, that happens. But as like a steady partner, it usually doesn't take very long. But it's because your life is in this person's hands. Like at any given second,
Right.
Shit
So-
can hit the fan, and you got to make some
Right.
crazy decisions real quick.
Right. And so you want to get to know your partner and know how they
Yeah.
work. And so these
Right.
guys have worked together for a while. And I want Kathy to talk about this as well, because these two officers, in a later incident, I believe, wasn't it 2025? Kathy, you're still there. Was it 2025 that they had that other incident come up?
Well, the incident regarding Moscow resident Gerald Warner occurred in approximately 23. The
Okay.
lawsuit was filed November 25.
Okay.
There's now been a motion to dismiss that's pending, so it might get dismissed because he may have blown the statute of limitations. I'm kind of hoping that the federal court gives him some pity here, because the court can go outside of the statute of limitations if sufficient grounds in a court of equity. Let's say guys pro se, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's what's going on. But what the background is that Mr. Warner, long-term resident of Moscow, for anyone who thinks that everyone in Moscow is like going to carte blanche, agree with what MPD does. No, they don't. This guy has no love lost for any of the officials. He calls them dog catchers, basically, and he served them. Dog catcher.
Right.
So,
Right.
Code enforcement officer started to put notes in his mailbox about 4 vehicles that were on his property. It's not like they were even parked. They were on his property behind
Right.
the no trespassing sign. All 4 of them had active license plates, meaning they were registered properly, saying that these were abandoned, they were junk, and they were going to be towed. And then one day, the MPD did just that with a tow company, and the defendants who were being sued, last seen on Banfield, were Tesdahl, Rosendahl, and a couple of other names, Gunderson, and also Blacker, Jason House, as well as Mia Batista. And what he's saying is,
I put the docket backstage if you want to put it up.
Yeah, what he's saying is, look, you came onto my property. There's a no trespassing sign. You put mail in my box without putting it through the postal service, which required a stamp. And so he's raising that, but he's basically saying violation of his civil rights, that this was an unwarranted, unjustified Fourth Amendment search and seizure of his property. He used these 4 vehicles to work, and he's saying they were not abandoned, they were licensed, but they came on, and he sued them. He served the tort claim first. That's it. He served the tort claim notice. He had an attorney. For some reason, though, the attorney's not representing him in federal court, so he's going at him. Gerald Warner has served process November 10th upon all of these defendants. So we got to wait and see what the federal court's going to do at this point.
Yeah. So it's a couple of things that I want to address before we got the video that we're going to watch. And again, this is Tesdahl and Rosenthal together on the night of the 12th. I think it's around 10 o'clock at night. And I don't think, go ahead, Robin.
I just, before we get any further, I just want to let people in the chat know we won't tolerate you stalking and harassing anyone else in our chat. So we love our international audience. And if you have a problem, just stay out of our chat. We don't tolerate that kind of foolishness here. So I just want to put that out there because I will keep banning you. This is the second time this same person has popped into the chat under a different name, and we're not going to put up with that. So just to let everyone know.
Thank you
Okay.
for laying the law
Proceed.
down. Thank you for laying the law down. All right. So I want to talk about something before we get into the video footage from earlier in the evening on the 12th. And again, I've been trying to look. I've been there a few times, and I'm trying to figure out the neighborhood. I don't think it's the King Road residence even neighborhood. I don't know where it's at exactly, but I don't recognize the buildings. But maybe you guys can help me with that. What we're going to see in the video footage is how the officers were dressed in plain clothes. The Ford Fusion, perhaps, that they're driving, and how closely it may resemble suspect vehicle 1, whether or not, because there's people who are saying half the vehicles that you see as suspect vehicle 1 are these officers driving around the neighborhood. Is that possible? So you'll be able to see the vehicle that they were in very well. So that'll be something, and you'll be able to see how the officers act. Now, one of the things is I'm kind of a person who watches micro expressions and how they're acting. And I think to myself, if they knew something horrible was about to happen later that night, would they be acting a certain kind of way? Would you detect on them a nervousness or a distractedness because they know something big is coming? I don't detect anything about this. This looks like business as usual for these two guys on a special emphasis, ton of drunk students. But I want to talk about a psychological element before we get into the video. And that is this. I believe that there would be a kind of gentleman's agreement between any university town, especially a town like this, where the primary business of the town is the university. The only reason to be in Moscow, Idaho is for the university. The only reason to be in Pullman, Washington is for the university. Those towns die without that base. So I would imagine, and this is the sticky part, I would imagine that when all these officers are saying things like, we're not really interested in drugs, we're not interested in this, we're not interested in that there's kind of this gentleman's agreement of, look, these are young college kids who we know are going to experiment with drugs. They're going to do stupid stuff. They're young. We don't want to ruin their lives for the rest of their lives because they did a little bit, they experimented with something. We're not in the business of ruining people for the rest of their lives and giving a criminal record when they're in college. And it's understood that college is a time when you're going to sow some wild oats. You're going to drink a little too much. You're going to do some drugs. So where I'm going with that is there, and follow the logic. So if it's true that maybe law enforcement and the university says, hey, look, we don't want you to be too heavy-handed going around and writing drug laws on every single kid in school because nobody will come here because everybody's getting a record and their lives are getting ruined. So you're going to be a little lenient. So is that going on? Is there a little leniency because we don't want to ruin college kids' lives for a simple mistake? But in addition to that question, before we get into this, if there is some kind of gentleman's agreement to be a little lenient on drugs and alcohol and not write citations for every single person to ruin someone's life with a criminal record, does that also come with the ability then for some fuckery where they're like, hey, we're going to look the other way on drugs. So then maybe drugs become a bigger problem because you're going to look the other way on drugs because you don't want to ruin college kids' lives for the rest of their lives. So you know what I'm saying? Does that kind of situation happen, do you think? And does it foster more criminal behavior because they're kind of looking the other way because they don't want to ruin people's lives?
Could I add one point, Lee?
Yeah.
Every one of the cops on that small police department have a financial interest in that university going on because, number one, they earn lots of overtime that goes into their bank accounts for serving as, for example, SRO on campus, for doing other work. So it's not like they don't have a financial interest in ensuring that university goes on, more so than if this were Penn State, for example. Yeah. Would people look the other way where there are, and I realize Penn State is not a big city, but there's certainly other business in that town. That university goes down, that entire town goes down. Yeah. And I think that the MPD, through the dollars that go into their paychecks every week from anything associated with that university, would tend to have a financial interest, a personal financial interest in ensuring that university goes on, even if some of the kids are dealing I'm not saying anybody's dealing here, but hey, to have a, marijuana, whatever, that's going to be expected, but not dealing F or anything like that. Are they looking the other way there too, is what I would like to know.
In the case of Penn State has all kinds of satellite campuses. So they're able to, in some ways, withstand more bad press and things like that than maybe Moscow, U of I, because U of I, they don't have the kind of expansion all over the state really that Penn State does, and they don't have a national football team like the way Penn State does. So to speak. They're not in the big time like Penn State is. So Penn State can kind of weather that a little bit better. And also the way that Penn State has just instantly distanced themselves from Sigma Chi, letting everyone know, hey, whoa, we don't we don't have anything to do with that. Whereas U of I has an active, charter and everything with Sigma Chi. So
yeah.
Those are two differences between the universities.
I would also imagine, and maybe I'm just, this is just me using logic, but I don't have proof, but I would also imagine that the university and the local police may not want to ruin random college kid who tried a little pot or tried a little whatever, cocaine or whatever it is, one time on a party kind of situation. They don't want to ruin that person's life with, possession charges or whatever necessarily. But I would imagine that they're still interested in getting the drug dealers out, right? Like we're not going to bust everybody who's experimenting, but it would be nice to get to the top of the pyramid and get rid of the drugs coming into the campus. So we'll go after the big wigs. We don't mind about ruining some, like if you have a college kid that's the dealer, maybe it's okay to ruin that kid's life, but not the person who just bought an ounce off of him or whatever and did a little on the side. You don't want to ruin everybody's life. So I don't know, like at what level does the law enforcement kind of agree to look the other way on certain people and not others?
That's a good point, Lee. But I look at this is the same police department that gave this guy Warner, a longtime resident of this city of Moscow, such a hard time for work trucks. They went onto his property. Would they have done the same commensurate if this was a University of Idaho related issue in Moscow? Yeah. I mean, this guy, he's trying to make a living. His trucks were licensed. Even in the affidavit that Gunderson filed, admitted that they were licensed. They would not be licensed if they were junk or abandoned. So I'd like to know if they give the same consideration to Mr. Warner. We wouldn't be here today with this federal lawsuit as they did with anything related to Green and his. I mean, Green was in War Room. What was he doing involved so deeply in this investigation? I mean, that's another issue. We're getting way off target here. Yeah. But I wanted to just point that out.
No, and it's a good one. And again, we've talked about on the channel. I think the reason why Green is so invested is because there's a master services agreement that says anytime any kind of incident involves somebody that is a student of the university president has to know about it and is allowed to come in and be part of the investigation and to see everything and witness it, because that's part of their agreement. If you're going to bust our kids on campus, we want to be there for it, and they've got an agreement to do that, which makes it really weird. Because you wonder how many times does the president come in and say, can we let this one slide for this person? This one's really important. Their parents are an alumni. They give a lot of money to the university. Maybe you should cut this guy a little slack and not press charges on this guy. Like, does that ever happen? You have to wonder.
Right. But I mean, 1122 King Road was not on campus. 1122 King Road was off campus. So why is Green getting involved to the extent that he did regarding an off-campus facility? Unless it happened at Sigma Chi, which is on campus, throwing that out there.
Well, the Master Services Agreement actually lists on and off campus. The Master Services Agreement includes students who are living off campus. It's actually spelled out in there. So their special emphasis patrol includes policing students who live off campus. So that neighborhood was still patrolled under the Master Services Agreement. So that's my answer to why an off-campus residence. But let's get into the video. I'm going to put it on screen. Hopefully we have sound with it. This is provided a la Outcast true crime channel. So make sure you should go and like and subscribe to the Outcast channel. He puts out stuff like this. This is only about a 26-minute and 57-second audio. He does have his watermark over it, but fortunately the watermark doesn't seem to block terribly much. In the timestamp corner at the top, you see it's from 11:12 that evening at 2200 hours, which would be 10 o'clock at night, unless there's a time zone differential. Now, we've seen body-worn camera footage that had a Z behind it. It was Zulu time, and it was a whole day off because it was basically like an 8-hour slip and rolled into the next day. We had to figure that out early in this case when it had Zulu, but this one doesn't have Zulu on it. So I'm guessing this is actually from around 10 o'clock at night. Hopefully that time stamp is actually correct. I'm going to go ahead and play it. The video is going to start with about 30 seconds of silence, as often does. These body-worn cameras have a pre-roll period of time where the audio doesn't kick in for about 30 seconds. I think they can be set to 30 seconds or 60 seconds. These are 30.
Yeah, they're all different. Like the one I use at work, we have a 60-second. So
yeah. And I think most of these have all been 30.
Yeah, some can be 30. It's whatever they decide to put it at. Yeah.
And what is the purpose for that one? What is the purpose of having?
So the purpose for that, yeah, okay. So the purpose of the pre-roll, I mean, just I don't want to say common sense, but just if you think about it logically. So, what is the most dangerous? There's a lot of things we get involved in, but what would you say would be the most, the most dangerous thing that an officer would be involved in a given moment?
Well, I don't know, an armed assailant or something. But
right. Some kind of armed assailant where possibly you have to shoot. You have to shoot at someone else. So, in that kind of situation, something is going on before you maybe even have time to activate your camera.
Yeah.
So that pre-buffer will catch, it'll catch very intricate details about certain incident, maybe even like what happened right before the shooting, I have a barricaded emotionally disturbed person in the room that's I'm in the process of, it's more so kind of in a situation where you'd be flagged down, because a lot of departments was like my department, like I wouldn't be able to say, well, that would make sense if I'm entering a room or going where an emotionally disturbed person is, because from our department, we're supposed to activate our camera. They call it dashboard to dashboard. So the second we get a job and not necessarily that you're responding to it, but once you get to the location so either responding to a 911 job or before, if I'm doing a vehicle stop, before I get out of the vehicle, I activate my camera. So this really comes true to, like, it's really like something happened at the spur of the moment. So let's say I'm like driving down the car and some guy on the street is like, that guy's shooting right there. Like you're gonna get possibly stuff on video before you even had time to activate it. So
yeah, and I may be wrong about this, but I thought, and I don't know if you know this, I'm hoping you know the answer to this. I kind of got the impression that the cameras are always rolling all the time, when they activate their camera, it'll then go back like 30 seconds of the no sound.
That is correct.
Video. It's like it's always
correct.
Capturing video.
It's
all
always
the time,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Correct. Absolutely. That is true. It's always
so
recording.
when they activate it, then it goes back like 30 seconds of that period where
correct.
it had already been
Absolutely.
recording video, and then it kicks in when they turn the microphone on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be careful when you're undressing or going to the bathroom.
Always rolling.
Yeah, it's always rolling. Be careful what you say on the camera.
All right, let's get into the video and see how it goes. I'll put it full screen. And hopefully, again, right now I'm hitting play. It should be silent for maybe 30 seconds. You should see the ticker in the upper corner rolling. You can see the time rolling up there. And then I'll tell you when I hear sound, make sure that we all hear it. We're about
Who's
20
driving
seconds.
here? Tisdale driving here as well?
I believe it's I believe it's Tesdahl's body camera. Yep. And it's hidden, it's behind the wheel. All right, sounds on.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a secret. We'll see a couple IDs for you.
And that's Rosenthal, right?
This is wrong, guys.
Yeah.
I don't have my ID.
Let's get your name, okay?
Yep.
Okay. And where you? What's the address?
What's your first name? Spell it for me.
I'm going to pause. This chick is flat out hammered. I mean, flat out hammered. You can hear her slurring. She staggers. She almost falls a whole bunch of time. I mean, she is fucking hammered. And by the way, does anybody know this neighborhood? I don't believe we're in the King Road residence neighborhood here. So if you, we're gonna rotate around. I don't know where the neighborhood is exactly at. But anyways, let's listen. So what you're seeing, I believe, Tesdahl's body camera is what we're watching, and it's BWC, not the BWC you're thinking, 2. So we're looking at, I think Rosie talking to, is Rosenthal's nickname Rosie, talking to this male, and this female's with him here, and there's stopping him, intoxicated female, etc. And that's the kind of the gist of what's going on. But if you guys know the neighborhood, let me know.
Cool.
No initial.
Like empty. Okay. We're gonna.
Yeah.
And what's your last?
Yeah.
What's your date of birth?
Moscow's gonna say
Oh, good look at Rosenthal's clothing that night. I don't think we've seen this before.
Right. And it's funny you mentioned that, Kathy, because someone in the comments said, Rosie's wearing a black shirt and black gloves.
I didn't
he's
want to
wearing-
say it, clad in black. I didn't want to say it.
I mean, come on now. Now here's the thing. If this had been this is the truth. If this had been a video of Brian Koberger anywhere that night and he was wearing black, you'd be like, see, there's the motherfucker wearing black. And it would be like almost proof that it was him. And we laugh. We're like, so this officer's wearing black. What does that fucking mean? You're right. It doesn't mean anything. Just like it didn't mean anything with be consistent, people. If you're gonna laugh off the idea that he's wearing black and Dylan sees somebody in all black, and that's stupid to make that jump. It is also stupid to make the same jump with all the things you made on Koberger because he happened to be taking a thumbs up selfie in his bathroom. That must mean he's the killer. Like you have to be consistent. But anyways,
Right.
How much you had to drink tonight?
How much?
Yeah.
Just a few.
Just a few.
yes.
So what's your?
Oh my god.
As she can barely stand up.
All right, I'm gonna get motion sickness watch.
What's the apartment number?
I appreciate you owning it.
Good fun.
Rosie's watching the stream. Oh, somebody's right watching.
Number for you.
Just gotta make sure your ID's good.
Did you guys?
Good.
Okay.
By the way, I know nothing about Rosenthal. Did somebody say Rosenthal has a size 14 shoe? Is that just me? The crowd went
I'm
silent
not
when I asked that question.
I don't know if
Because there
I've
was
never heard it
questions
mentioned what size
questions
shoe
about
you
whether or
wear.
not the shoe print outside was his shoe size, and I'm like, where did you guys get that from?
Yeah.
How did anybody get that?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I've heard the question. I've heard it being questioned
right.
before.
So me
but
watching
yeah.
these videos, I'm looking at the shoes. I'm like, okay, how big is his feet? Like,
Juan, going back to Lee's observation about body language, is this normal? He stopped the person. He is looking around him at all times. He's got his partner right here, rather than focusing on the person that he stopped. He keeps like bobbing his head around all over the place.
He's not really exercising the best of tactics. No.
I mean, it's funny you mentioned that because I would want situational awareness. I don't want to be all obsessed about the person in front of me and not paying attention to somebody sneaking up to hit me over the head with a beer bottle or something. Like I'd want to be looking around myself,
Well,
make sure. I don't have anybody doing something weird
Yeah,
around me, but it's funny.
But
you
your
mention
your main focus has to be the person that you have stopped.
Right,
You
sure.
definitely
Right.
no, you're not wrong. The situation, I mean, that definitely happens. Definitely.
But
if
isn't
you-
that what Tisdale's supposed? Tisdale's not speaking here. Isn't that what he's supposed to be
No, no,
doing?
he is.
Tisdale asleep at the wheel?
No,
I don't know. Rosenthal
Tisdale
just keeps bobbing around
Yeah.
too much.
Tisdale's questioning this girl. He's the one
Yeah.
asking this girl all of her details, and he's over here asking the guy. So both of them are
Right.
talking at the same time. Because he's questioning the female. Tisdale's
Right.
questioning the female about her date of birth and how much she's had to drink. That's his voice you hear, and then in the background you're hearing him talking to this male. So let's keep going.
Sorry. Sorry. But I'm staying at a friend's. This is my friend right here. So.
Got it.
Okay.
Numbers up back, please.
Well,
You spell yourself?
hang on 1 second, okay?
Earlier in the night, yeah.
How old's he?
I'm back at home.
21. Okay.
We're good?
Well, not quite. So she's under 21.
He didn't.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
we're
these are
just
mine.
friends.
These are
Yeah.
mine.
I get that, but she's very obviously intoxicated. So,
We just met up.
okay. Well, here's the deal. You're already handling the dinner part?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep holding on you for a minute, okay? You're going to get a citation for minor consumption. All right? So, stay here. Moscow 5911.
So
Yeah.
pause it for a second. So before he goes, right, he's like, oh, you're gonna get a citation for minor consumption. I mean, you need to do a warrant check. You need to see the history of these people that you have checked. Like, is this someone who's been arrested multiple times? And on top of that, she says that, so she's, I guess from the ID, I mean, we're not going to know her info. She's under 21, right? And she's clearly out of it. He should be more concerned on how this girl is getting home. Like,
Yeah.
First,
Yeah.
how old is she? But she's clearly under 21.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if she's necessarily making the wisest decisions right now. The main concern should be about her getting home to a safe place, so she's not taken advantage of and a crime occurs. That should be the main focus.
And
Not
I
about
wanna ask-
giving
Yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't seem terribly concerned.
No.
So since we're having this discussion, I want to say a couple things. When I went to school at WSU, what I recall, and I'm pretty sure I remember this correctly, but I could be wrong. Idaho had a lower drinking age than Washington. I want to say Washington, when I was going to school there, was 21 for drinking, and I want to say Moscow was 19. So that's one of the questions because somebody asked, what's the drinking age in Idaho? Now, a lot of states have moved to 21 universally across the United States due to pressure from the federal government, because they're like, hey, if you want to get funding for whatever, you will meet the national requirement. Now, every state's supposed to be autonomous in the United States. Every state should be able to set their own speed limits, their own drinking age, all this with that each state is independent. But when the federal government says, you're absolutely right, state, you can set whatever age you want for drinking, whatever age you want for speeding, whatever, but you won't get federal funding for your highways. If you don't set the speed limit at 70, you won't get. So that's how it works.
It's all
That's how they
money,
come into,
right?
That's how it comes into compliance, right? So
Yeah.
I'm curious, to this day, what is Idaho's drinking age, or better yet, in 2022, what was the drinking age? I'm just curious, because when I went there a long time ago, it was lower than Washington.
The other thing that I want to ask Juan is, how is he able to determine just by looking at her that she's intoxicated simply from beer and not from any substances? Wouldn't that require?
I mean,
breathalyzer?
you can use your,
Yeah, he does say
may-
on the video, "I smell alcohol on your breath."
right.
He
She
says that at some
she
point.
may show certain, the normal signs that she's intoxicated, like smell of alcohol or other stuff. She still could be under. But my big thing is already, like, the issue that I have, first off, like, you don't necessarily just jump the gun and say, oh, you're getting a citation.
Right.
How we're trained is you do want to tell people why they're stopped, you know, or
Yeah.
like if especially like a car stop or whatever. Obviously, they're not in the car, but what is the reason for your, you know, why am I stopping you? Why am I getting your ID? What, you know, what
Yeah.
you did, but you don't want to say right away.
You're getting a
You
citation.
don't know who you have in front of you. You could be
Right.
they could have a weapon. They
Right.
could have just killed someone a block away. They have no they don't know. You don't know that. But my main thing is at this point they don't exercise. It doesn't seem to be any bit concerned about this female safety. And to be clear, it doesn't matter whether she is under 21 or not. Even if she was 21 or older, sure, you have the right to do whatever you want, but clearly, like, she's really out of it. They should have gone a little step forward, a little more, knowing
So
at how much there are so many sexual crimes that occur that go unreported.
I got
It's
I got a million questions since we got a law officer on the panel. I got a million
Yeah,
questions.
I know.
Why when the gentleman says, so we're free to go or whatever, he says, so and he says, no, hold on, she's underage. So that tells me the male may not be underage. He may be of legal age to drink, but she's underage. So why is
Right.
there no question about who provided her the alcohol? Why isn't there a look into
There should be.
contributing to the delinquency of a minor or
Yeah.
something like that?
They
right?
should, absolutely.
And the other question I have to ask is, how much discretion does the officer have to write a citation or give them a warning?
You have
Work?
you have 100% discretion. That you have so they could be doing an overtime or whatever shift, and where they're expected to do such and such, like certain enforcement. So they're expected to come back with they won't be given like, oh, you have to come back with 5 tickets or whatever, but you have to come back showing that you had enforcement, if that's what the specific overtime or the thing that you're doing. However, I guarantee you that their supervisor and the captain or above the captain is not going to be okay with this female like watching this body camera and this female possibly getting an underage summons, and then she winds up being a victim of a sexual crime later on. What do you think would be
Right.
worse to deal with?
I want to ask another question.
It would look pretty bad. It would like how horrendous would that be? Like
I know.
showing the video to public, like, look at this. I'm not saying that that's what happened here, but our main job always is to preserve life and make people, safety. So yes, in that process, we issue summonses. But
so I got a million questions. You gotta let me get a bunch of. I got a million questions. Are you ready? I'm gonna throw like 3 questions at you, and we will get back to the video. But this is what we do on this channel. If you don't like commentary, do not watch this channel. Go watch Outcast raw footage, and then you don't have to listen to us talk. But here's my question. Here's my other questions. How long do they keep body camera footage? And one of the questions I have to ask, not that this would ever happen, but if officers have 100% discretion to decide when they're going to issue a citation or not, does anybody ever go back and look and go, how come you let 5 pretty females completely hammered go loose, but you arrested the little punk that you didn't like and gave him a citation?
It does. I don't know, there's different settings. Obviously, I don't control the administrative part of their thing, but like for me, our videos last like 10 years with NYPD. And then if it's obviously, so if it's something serious that happens, anything with anything with shots fired, a shooting, anything like that, they immediately take the video and they lock it down immediately. So that video is going to be like saved like forever. It's never going anywhere. I don't know. I don't know from Moscow. We'd have to find out what their retention is, but it's not going to be like 30 days. It's going to be a long period. And to answer the other part of your question, what happens is, and this is where the body cameras and the transparency, it does help the public. We do have discretion most times with summonses. You're no one's forcing you, like unless like some guy is on scene and he pissed off the captain is there or something, and the captain says like, I write that guy a summons. I mean, but how often is that going to really happen? So they do have almost 100% discretion. But what happens is, now if someone makes a complaint or now an allegation, so you could have someone, and absolutely with where you're going with that, you could say like, oh, maybe just the officer, every time someone, they stop someone and it's a female that they like, it's a curvy female that flirts with them or something, and they don't want to give it. Well, they may. You're not, obviously, that's extremely unprofessional, right? But someone down the line or eventually will probably make some kind of complaint, and then they'll have all previous. They'll look. They'll have a database.
If somebody says that a cop was being sexist, they could go back and look to see how he interacts with a female versus males.
So I would assume they have some kind of database like what we have in NYPD. I could look very easily at every drinking summons that such and such officer wrote in a certain period, and then I can narrow it down and I can look, or stops. How come everyone that they seem to let go, seems to be a white curvy female?
And that was what I was going to go to we got to get back to the video, but if there was an allegation that an officer was racist or had racist tendencies, could they go back and say, how do you treat Hispanic individuals versus white individuals?
Well,
absolutely.
Speaking of white curvy females, I've got to ask Juan this question, please, Lee. All right, let's talk about Rosenthal's ability. Rosenthal's activities earlier in the summer, when they were called out, the MPD was called out to the frat boys' place, JD's house.
I know what you're going to ask already.
Right? He's seeing with his X-ray vision from, I don't know, all the way around the corner, a alleged boombox. Not that it was being noisy or anything. So he decides to do the 5-yard dash over to 1122. He doesn't even knock at the front door. You see him going around the back, and Kaylee comes out. What was that? Why did he go there for? What was the purpose of him going over to 1122? And do you think that was appropriate? One.
No, if there's no call there, there's no job there. What's the reason to go over there? I mean, you can exercise, CPR with that. You can be friendly to people, but then there's, is there a line of being overly friendly? Yes, right. Absolutely.
Now, I mean, even if a lot of people have thrown shade at Nathaniel Rowe, and even if what he did from soup to nuts was always above board, even if there was nothing sus about what they did around 1120, he's putting himself in that by doing that. There was no reason for him to go around to 1122, but he did that day, and he didn't even knock at the front door. Then he lies on camera and said nobody came to the front door. Dude, you didn't even knock at the front door. You went immediately around
right. And what I'd say to you, and this is only from a few body cameras that you've seen. What now? If you tried to get a bunch of other body cameras from other jobs that he's been on, what other nonsense? What you're saying is absolutely true, and it's only from just a little sample of what you've seen. So it makes you wonder, what about all the other stuff?
By the way, I see a lot of
where there's smoke, there's fire.
There's fire, yeah. So by the way, I see so many names that I'm used to seeing in here, and I'm not the best at shouting out all the people that we see in here. But thank you to all our regulars that are coming in, Davey and Hangman's Joke and Wisteria and Foxy and UK Claire. Like I see all you out there, and I don't ever, but I get a chuckle out of watching the chat. But we will get back to this video. Otherwise, I'm going to turn a 26 minute video into 20 hours.
Well, good.
We're learning things. We're learning things.
All good.
So it's all good. Yeah. Okay, we are playing, so it's rolling. And it's really
Hold on a second, okay? I know, but kid right now.
Yeah, but I'm not doing
It's
anything.
okay. Just stay there, okay? You can't be drinking alcohol, though. That's the thing.
He didn't do anything.
You've been
Like,
drinking
I
a
had
lot.
it-
Smell the alcohol in your breath. Okay? Just hang tight, okay? Good.
Did they just let the guy go?
Yeah.
I just saw him walking away. Like was that the guy they had stopped? He's just completely walking. I'm out. I'm leaving
He's
that
gone.
drunk bitch behind.
Yeah, goodbye.
She's my friend, but fuck that bitch. I'm gone. Cop said I could go. I'm out.
Now, Lee, we're getting a good look at this area here by this
Yeah.
360. Do anyone know where this possibly is?
I will tell you
Why
though,
don't we?
I think
Yeah,
it's on campus. I'll tell you why I think it's on campus. I recognize the cobblestone sidewalk, and there's a lot of cobblestone sidewalks on campus proper. So this might be like, and the campus butts up right against residential and Greek areas. So I feel like it's probably, and it would make sense if there is special emphasis patrol for campus and off-campus housing. So I'm thinking it's on campus somewhere, but I'm not sure yet because I spent a lot of time looking at this unit and going, where is that? And this right here, this yellow thing is probably a bus stop lit up at night. So it's along, I don't know. But yeah, I haven't figured it out yet. So if anybody gets it, let me know.
Copy. Also.
By the way, we're getting a good look at the vehicle that they're driving. So look at for those who think suspect vehicle 1 could be their vehicle, be looking at taillight shapes, the fin on top of the car, those kind of things that have been identified as suspect vehicle 1. And how much does this car resemble suspect vehicle 1? Just by curiosity.
I have it, Lee. I have the location.
You have the location?
Yeah, it's Deacon Avenue and University Avenue.
Okay.
And it's the area of University of Idaho campus. So you were correct.
Okay. It's
Wow,
on campus.
great.
Yeah. All right.
Could you open your alcohol offense case? And only attach her.
What does that mean? 1-1 only attach her. So they got. He said Did you hear that? He said only attach her. Why is it? What is it? They're not listing the other guy on this stop, or
I
what
guess
does that mean?
because he didn't
'Cause
get
he
a
was of
summons.
legal age?
Right. He was of legal
Yeah,
age.
even
so
though I
he just bailed.
believe in other footage he had it open containers, but
right.
Yeah.
you know they didn't give him any kind of repercussions for that. So
Right, and then it leads you to the question of why. Now, granted, if he's old enough to drink, is that simply the answer, or could it be more nefarious? Like they know who he is, and they don't want to have that guy on. So and is that why the officer says only attach her, because he doesn't want that guy's name on this report at all? He doesn't want it going anywhere. Like, I mean, maybe that's jumping to big conclusions, but could there be hey, we don't want that guy going on the report, so only attach her to this report?
Oh, I like
And,
what UK Claire just said, always coming up with the good pieces of information. She believes that he might be a frat boy.
Right.
That
That's
might be a reason to let him go, Claire.
Right. Could be. Right. Could be.
I get it. We were watching you just almost fall over about 3 or 4 times right there. What's the tailgate? So what? That's one thing. You're drinking at a friend's house behind closed doors.
And I got the incident number too for this offense.
Plain view, right?
And real quick, if people want to know that, we can tell them. But I'm listening to what Rosie's saying. So the guy's a flip-flop. So now Rosie's done talking to the guy. The guy's left completely cleared and not going to be attached to this at all. And now he's over talking to the female. And I'm hearing him talking over there about how you almost fell over several times. It's one thing if you're drinking at a house and you're all by yourself or whatever, you're safe. But when you're walking in the streets drunk and you can hit by a car. So I don't know if you guys are paying attention to that conversation, but I'm always paying attention to those little things in the background as he's talking to her.
Juan, if you got the incident report, do we know who the senior
I put it-
officer on duty was?
I don't. I know
The number?
what the number is. I put it in the chat. It's 22
Incident 22 MO 988.
Mhm.
Yeah. Alcohol offense location, Deacon Avenue and University Avenue at 10:04 p.m. 1-1, don't they have to record who they stopped even if they're let go? That's a question for you, 1-1.
In where I work, we do. I don't know if they do.
Because that leads to the question when he says only attach her to the report. Like, why are they not putting the other guy's name on there that she was?
Now,
with
whenever
that?
I say any other law enforcement in the world would have, for example, pulled aside a hunter upon going up to 1122, seeing he's got a knife in his hand. What Juan just said is an example of what I mean. Any other law enforcement in the world would have done something else. I'm giving my opinion on it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. All right, let's get at her.
With open containers on it. Yeah, those two are kind of different. That's fine. You're very clearly intoxicated. That's where you're going to get the citation for, and make sure you make it next time. Right? What year in school? Have you been in the cop talks with Morris and Rosenthal? Did they come by your...
Is he asking her about other cops? Did you hear all that?
I couldn't hear.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what he
I'm gonna
said.
back up. So he was
Yeah.
asking
Yeah.
her. He's hold on. I'm gonna back up.
Just a
'Cause I
little
think he said
tidbit of
Ros-
information, Lee.
He asked about Rosinski.
Even as of today, the world has never seen Rosenthal's report from the evening of the 12th to the 13th. Not that we've seen. Tesdahl's report was released right away when MPD released a bunch of documents on the 23rd of July. We have never seen Rosenthal's report of his actions this night.
Interesting. All right, listen carefully to see if he asks this girl about Officer Rosinski.
What year in school? Have you been in the cop talks with Morris and Rosenthal?
Officer Morris and Rosinski. Is that what he just asked her about? Why is he asking her about? Am I hearing? Am I
I
hearing? him?
definitely
Maybe I'm
heard
hearing him.
Rosinski.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
That's one of the names that I kept thinking
Rosinski?
when people were saying Rosie. I was like, is Rosie Rosenthal or Rosinski? Because there's two guys with kind of Rosie in their name. So I remember Rosinski's name. But I'm curious why he's asking her about other cops. That was weird. But anyways, let's keep going.
Did they come by your shorty all? Okay, they come by and chat with you guys? They've explained this whole deal.
So he's asking her if Morris and Rosinski has ever come by and talked to them about things before. That's weird.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Well, maybe they're the cops that would go on if she's a student, they're the cops that would go on campus and do, because as I recall on Band Field, this came up also, that they would go in as a preventative measure and talk about certain things. So maybe they did that.
It's probably part of the master services agreement where they had
Right.
like ongoing relations with fraternities and sororities to, cop talks. Yeah, that was another word. People, I thought I heard cop talks too. That's what so people are confirming that's what they probably called it, right? Cop talks. And then he's asking about Morris and Rosinski. Okay. So I didn't just imagine that. All right.
Couldn't.
All right. Just want to make sure it's not from a liability. Opportunity on our part for it.
Yes.
Okay. So if I were to try to tell the narrative of what's happening, they have officers that go around and give cop talks, and they talk probably about drinking on campus, and the dangers of drinking,
Right.
And so they educate students, and so he's asking, hey, have you ever heard the cop talks where maybe Morris and Rosinski come by and talk to you about the dangers of underage drinking and over intoxication? So that's maybe what's going on there, but
But you see now, now it's interesting. I haven't seen this video. So he's mentioning the cop talks, right, about the dangers of underage drinking. But now here he is with a girl that's plastered that he's giving a summons to. Is he going to make sure that she gets? I'm curious. Is he going to make sure that she gets home safe, or someone reliable can pick is with her, or is he going to let her just walk off in the wind, stumbling?
It's funny. It's funny you say
curious.
that, because one of the things I thought he said was, "This is why we're giving you a citation so you get home safely." And I'm like, "How's the fucking citation make sure she gets home safely?" Or did he say, "We're giving you a citation and we're going to make sure you get home safely"? So did they give her a ride, or did they make sure she got picked up? Because I was like, giving her a citation does not help her get home safely. But anyways.
Good, how are you? Doing well.
He just asked her, "What's your friend's name?" Is he asking about the friend's name that he just got all the guy's information a minute ago? And what's the purpose even of asking her about that at this point? The guy's already gone.
Yeah.
They let him go, and he's not attached to the report. Anyways.
Okay, is that the friend you're saying with me? You're this drunk off Tuesday?
By the way, I heard him say you're this drunk off what was it, Keystone? I don't know what he asked, but the point being is I don't know how well you all can hear it. Like, I've got headset on, I've got a noise cancel. Well, I don't have noise cancel, but I do have a headset on, so I can hear it pretty well. I don't know how well you guys can hear it, because I can pick up a lot of what's being said in the background, but hopefully you guys are hearing the conversation in the background as well. You might want to put on the headphones if you have that option.
I'm too busy looking at possibly what people think is suspect vehicle 1 right here, and also the timestamp. Now, somebody in chat had said, why wouldn't you call one of the sober drivers, or even Eric Gower, to come pick her up and take her back? Now, look at the time. This is what, 10:07. Wouldn't it have been something if Gower would have pulled up with Kaylee and Maddie in the seat?
Oh, God.
Take her home
Right.
right?
That's about when they were heading to the corner
club.
That would have been awesome. Well, yeah, that would have been awesome. Supposedly there was a third female with them. That's one of the things. Do we ever know who the third female was? Remember they said it was, we do know who the third female was?
We do. I forget.
Because
it's one of the interviews.
Kaylee, Maddie, and a third female.
I think I don't even remember.
Lakeland?
Maybe it's
Lakeland?
one of the interviews I believe that we covered.
Okay.
There's too many people in this.
All right, here, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Somebody told me about that white truck that just drove by that you see in there. They're like, that truck sounds really familiar. Is that the same? But look, everybody's jumping at every little bit in this thing, right? So you hear a horn honk and someone says that sounds like a horn honk you hear on such and such video. You see a truck go by. Is that the same truck you see?
I'm waiting. Yeah. I'm waiting to hear a dog bark. It's going to go.
Yeah. Is that Riley? Riley's out on the campus. Murphy. Riley was named one of my old dogs. Murphy is out on the campus.
And Riley is one of our dogs.
And Riley is one of your dogs.
You're actually getting into more trouble with the alcohol situation.
Keystone, yeah.
What's that? Sorry, sir.
can run out there. I can go with her if you want.
So Rosie just took off from this girl, and Tisdale's going to tag team in now as Rosie's going to go chase down the guy with no headlights. Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
No headlights
That's
on.
what it seems like.
Turn on your head. Go get him.
Would that have been funny if that was
on your
Snyder riding
headlights.
around with Ragnar the canine? Put on your headlights. What's Rosie doing? Now he's taking it off after somebody. The guy in the car is going to go 30 or whatever, and Rosie thinks he's going to catch up with him.
I don't know. Rosie's gone, though. Rosie's gone, so.
What's the last word of your social? That pen doesn't want to work.
Am I really getting a citation?
Unfortunately, yes. So
I can't.
we're on plainclothes alcohol detail, so.
And I haven't seen this, but I've heard her citation is $500. And as
Yep.
people have pointed out, college kids have a real hard time paying unless they got rich parents or something like that. That's a hard bill for a college kid to be able to get a $500 citation. But anyways, that's neither here
I'm
nor
still
there.
dying.
The price is the price.
I'm still dying to see if he helps her make sure that she gets home safe, or he lets her walk off.
Someone said, trust me, she walks
No.
off into the wind.
I
completely
want to
without-
know what's
Yeah,
taking Rosenthal.
no.
It's like he's writing War and Peace over here. Come on, write the ticket. Why what's taking
Yeah.
so long? She's probably got a headache, a massive headache here, and he's like, it's taking forever to write this ticket.
I've seen other footage of this, and no, she doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
How tall are you? How much you weigh?
There's a squad car.
And blonde hair.
And that
That was a
cop-
larger squad car.
Yeah, that
Can
cop
we-
car
can
that
we
just pulled
pull
up
that
is
back in, Lee. This is very important.
sure. That cop car is probably coming for the guy that had the no headlights on. But I'll back up a little bit.
But why does it have an? I don't think all of the MPV vehicles have those extended cabs.
How tall are you?
Here it comes.
Here
How much you weigh?
comes, here comes.
Did he just ask her how much she weighs?
Yes. Somebody else asked
the-
that. Like, why does it matter? How, I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
on. Yeah,
Now,
certain
Juan-
on the form?
tickets. Certain tickets do have it. Yeah, don't. I don't know. It's on there.
How come? I got to ask you a question. Now, all the MPD vehicles that we saw at 11-12 were just basically, regular cars, and they were They were MPD cars. Now that was an
Right.
extended cab. Why would you have an extended? I'm trying to wonder if that's Snyder.
You
by
think
any chance.
the canine vehicle? You're thinking
That's
it
what
could
I'm
be the-
wondering if
yeah.
that's
It could be.
that's Snyder right there.
Yeah, it's a good observation. Because if it's a canine vehicle would have an extended cab, absolutely.
So look, I'm so far I'm okay with him asking for her height and weight, but if he asks for her cup size, I'm out. I'm out.
And blonde hair.
Oh, so I think we've noticed is the red and blue lights on for that cop car. So they stopped that guy with the no headlights. Am I seeing, did I see that right? I was focused on this car and all of a sudden I realized I was seeing flashing lights. Right? Yeah.
yeah,
So they got that car stopped, I think, with the no headlights.
Come on, Tisdale, just turn to the left so we could see it.
Yeah. Rosie probably ran over there and jumped in front of the car and said, stop. And then another cop car pulled over to make the stop. Yeah. Hey, as a funny aside, you want a personal story? This is a hilarious moment. I'm going to tell a story that I haven't told before. When I was in my 20s, I was the manager, supervisor of a pizza place. And my coworker who wanted to come over afterwards got hammered, and then he decided he wanted to go get laid. So he wanted to go see his girlfriend. And like a dumbass, I decided that he was too drunk to drive, but somehow when he insisted, because he was like 6 foot something and could have beat my ass, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to fight you for your keys. So I'll follow you home. And if you're driving like an idiot, I'll flash my lights and you should pull over. This was in my mind as a young man, this was a really good idea. So we put 2 drunk people on the road as I'm following them and flashing my lights because, oh my God, you're fucking driving like a maniac. So he gets pulled over on the side of the road and I pulled over. Now get this. The cop pulls us both. This is a great story. So the cop pulls us both over on the side of the road. We're on a desolate road. And the cop immediately comes to my window and says, you can go ahead and go. And I'm thinking, fuck, I'm out of here. So so he says, you can go ahead and go. So I tried to get up, but the problem is I was wedged between my buddy's car and the cop car. And it wasn't safe because I had a ditch beside me. So when the cop walks back after talking to my mouthy friend, like, you're just a fucking punk with a badge. You're nothing. You're a piece of shit. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. And he goes, why can't my buddy give me a ride home? And he's like, oh, he's your buddy? So he comes over to me and he asks me, hey, have you been drinking the night with him? And I'm like, I had another one. Get out of the car. Does a field sobriety thing. Puts us both in the back of his cop car. And my friend was mouthing off to the cop. And the guy was nice. The cop was awesome. He was super polite. And anyways, my friend's mouthing off. He's all about, you fucking punk. I'll go beat your ass, blah, blah, blah. And he's handcuffed. I'm not handcuffed. So I start talking shit to my friend. I'm like, hey, how's it feel to be in handcuffs, buddy? And the officer turns to me and says, you'd be in handcuffs too if I had a second pair of handcuffs. Oh. So another cop car pulls up and he borrows their handcuffs and cuffs my ass on the back of the car. So anyways, that all just came back to me in this moment about another cop car. Hey, can I borrow your handcuffs? I got to cuff this other asshole over here in the car. But anyways, it was all good. Sorry for the tirade.
What you studying?
She's a U of I student.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, what are you studying?
How are you liking it so far?
You mean outside of getting a citation?
$500 ticket. Great.
Now we're gonna do small talk. Hey, what are you studying?
Yeah.
That's really.
I'm gonna find your ass.
You really don't want to be your friend, buddy. You're kind of pissing me
How
off.
do you?
You're enjoying your college experience.
How do you like your coffee? Yeah.
All right.
Moscow Vic 9 case number.
Okay, I gotta know. 1-1. So did he just call dispatch and he's asking them for the case number? Does dispatch assign the case number? They don't have a computer system that they assign a case number in the car. Like
should be.
He just asked them for a case number.
As well, if you have someone stopped, it should automatically get. We call it here. We call it an ICAD.
It should automatically generate one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, I learned something new every day.
Sorry, it's too cold for my pen to write, so have some difficulties.
With the excuses, Tesdahl. Come on. Write the ticket.
Get a better pen. They have pens that write in the cold.
First.
I swear, if he oh boy.
Look at this. This is great. My buddy was wasted. I followed him on my bike. The cop pulls him over. I lay back when I go by. Then I'm 117. The cop chases me, but no catch. That's awesome.
Jesus.
I thought my story was good. Okay.
Yeah, I see a lot of
Oh shit.
Oh shit, what?
Make it here.
And by the way, the little details that everybody's going to talk about. No snow on the ground, right? But it's cold as fuck. Like they're constantly the pin's not working because it's super cold. All of these details get debated over and over again. There wasn't any snow. That was a video from a completely different time. There is snow in in areas between buildings, for example, where the sun hasn't melted the snow. It all does, oddly enough, make sense. But there are people who will tear everything apart and say, look, these guys had a traffic stop. There's no snow anywhere, but yet you see snow in the other videos, blah, 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 and you're doing fuckery and manipulation. But there actually is explanations sometimes when the sun warms up areas during the day and melts the snow, but in other places, in shady areas, snow still stays. It does make some logical sense. But.
Exactly.
So for Kathy there, so Amanda has a picture, we'll put it up after, of Snyder's
thank you,
vehicle.
Amanda.
It says,
all we need is for Tesdahl to just look to the left a little bit. I mean, there's all the actions going on right there. You can see the red light over there. And
his vehicle says caution canine on the back. So
yeah. There you go. There you go.
There it is. Okay, but is that a he's got another car though, which is bigger. I've seen him with it. But okay, so this is caution canine. There's of course MPD, also Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Ragnar in the front seat of the MPD.
What I want to know, one is how many hours of training does it take for the dog to be able to drive a car like that? Nothing.
I'd have to kill you if you needed.
All right. Shit. Let's just go back to it. Only this channel can turn a 26-minute video into a 2-hour ordeal.
This is great. Yeah.
Information up top here, the citation, which is minor consumption, a little description, myself down here, and the important part, you have to have paid or contested by. Okay. Got any questions on that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. It's just an infraction. Okay. So it does come with a fine. I'll explain that in just a second, but if I get you to sign on the yellow line, acknowledging that you will have this taken care of by.
It's not admission of guilt. It's just saying that this officer gave you this piece of paper and explained it to you.
I'd like to see your signature.
What was that, Robin?
I said I'd like to see your signature. He's giving her a pen. I'm like,
Wait, where'd Rosenthal come from? I thought he was down the street.
No, he came. He just came back. Yeah, he just came back. Yeah.
I love this comment.
Which one? If Ragnar could have been interviewed Murphy, maybe the case would be solved.
I 100% agree with that. Could you imagine?
All right.
Do you know what apartment he's in? Do you know apartment number at all?
I know it's on 34.
Now this is weird. Are they asking her again about the guy that she was with?
That's what it sounds like.
And what apartment he lives in? So were they going to go, even though they just let him go, are they going to go back over to his apartment to see if there's what's the purpose of wanting to know what apartment he's in when they just let him go? I'm just curious. I'm just trying to work it out. Like, are they going to go stop by to see if there's other underage people drinking there and they're going to go to the party? I don't know.
It's like the first one down. I don't know the number though.
Okay, here's your copy. On the back has the information and instructions on how to take care of it in case you forget. And down here is the fine. Okay, it's $487.50. There's your copy. Okay.
All right.
So, you hope getting home?
No, I'm just gonna walk right up here.
Okay. I just don't want you to fall down any of those stairs, okay? You're pretty unstable on your feet.
Okay, so at least Rosenthal did offer to get her home.
I was going to say,
no.
he did offer, and he knows that she has to go downstairs and she's hammered and can barely stand up, but it's not their job, I suppose, to walk her home or nothing. Right? It's not their job to walk her home.
It's their job to make sure people are safe, and knowing that you have a female that's heavily intoxicated,
and she's got to negotiate stairs.
Right.
Yes, no, they're not doing their job. He doesn't necessarily have to walk her. He doesn't necessarily have to walk her home, but
Right.
Safety is preserving life is above all else. So, well, she could stumble off into some forest area, and and God knows what happens to her. Then what? Oh, I asked her. Well, I asked her. I gave her a summons. Yeah, your
I want to
summons
be
did a
fair
lot.
because even I will defend. Sometimes it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he lets her go and walks home on her own, he's an asshole for not making sure she went home safely. If he walked her home, everybody would be, oh my God, why the fuck does he have to follow her home and walk her home? Like this guy's screwed. You're gonna question his answer no matter what. If he walks her home, you're gonna be like, why the fuck did he have to walk her home? If he doesn't walk her home, then why?
But I'm giving you perspective from with my experience, and she should not be allowed to he should make sure that either they make sure that she gets home, whether they drive her there or walk her there, or someone, a friend or someone comes picks her up. Yeah. Or yes, I saw someone in the chat earlier. Yes, they could take her back to the station. She could wait in the front. Like letting her walk off just in a stumbling mess like that. No. Yeah. Not good. Not good.
Especially since the guy she was with just deserted her.
He bailed. As soon as they said he could go, he's out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately in today's world, she fits a kind of profile that she's opportune to be a victim of a crime. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Either her kind of description, how she is here, or elderly people are highly targetable people. So this is really, really poor judgment. Really.
The picture. Hold on a second. Oh well, forget it. It's becoming too difficult. All right, let's keep playing.
Okay. Well, make sure you make it home safely, all right? Just remember in the future, stay inside if you're going to be drinking underage, okay?
You want to make sure that she gets home safely, and she's stumbling off into horror.
Right. Yeah. Completely hammered, staggering, can't hardly walk. He knows she's got to navigate stairs.
I'm sorry, but yeah. Disgusting watching that. It really, I don't know. It's complete opposite of how I was trained. I could just tell you that. So
yeah, and I would feel that way whether it was a guy or a girl, because even a guy could be mugged and robbed and whatever. You know,
absolutely.
So, yes, as a girl, she could be a little more vulnerable, but even a guy in that situation, could meet harm of one kind or another.
Sounds like they need some new training at this department. Maybe I should apply there.
All right, let's keep going.
Come on.
Wow, there she is, staggering away.
She goes.
Wow.
Off into the darkness.
Yes, great job, Moscow. Yeah.
Yeah, if anything had happened to her and she ended up a victim of a sexual crime or whatever, their asses would have been probably a little bit scrutinized on that.
And Tiki Bar's comment here is also good. What if she had fallen in somewhere
and
nobody noticed they're there? She could freeze to death or anything.
Yeah. All right. This looks like it's another. This looks like it went back in time.
It might be Rosie's camera now.
Ooh,
yeah, you're back. If you look at the top right, you're back to 10 o'clock.
You think this is Rosie because we haven't seen Tesdahl. We don't know what Tesdahl's wearing.
But it's still
I'd like to see if Tesdahl has
the same number,
red hair.
The same one.
Yeah. No. Yeah. See. This is BWC 2017081.
Right.
Oh, that. Yeah, and this is the same.
No, this is 01 at the end. I think the other one was 02. Or was it?
Oh, there. Okay, there it is. This one is
okay.
015068.
Yeah,
it changes.
It's
Yeah.
the other guy's. It's going to be the other guy's camera now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. This is gonna be Rosie's camera.
Probably.
Rosie.
It's probably the same.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
focused on Jacob.
It's going to be the
But-
same. Yeah. It
So
probably is the
it's
same
gonna be the
style.
same exact event, right?
Right.
But we're gonna
Oh
hear
wait,
the
but we're going to
conversation
see
a lot
Rosie
better.
running over to the other car, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
you
can't
should.
wait. My nipples just got hard. Let's do this.
Tisdale's got a button-down shirt, nice blonde hair. I'm gonna freak out here. Let's see.
All right.
You feel like a little girl.
Graffiti. You got a couple of open containers right now. I need to talk to you about those. Those Coors Lights?
Yep.
Okay. You guys got some IDs on you?
I have my ID.
Okay.
What
Yeah,
frat?
he doesn't sound too sober either.
What is this, a fraternity? What is this?
That's a U of I shirt for sure.
Yeah.
UI, but yeah, maybe it's, oh, it just says Idaho. That's probably says Idaho up there.
But look at
Not
the
a
bottom, Vandals. Isn't that the
Yes.
Vandals shirt? Oh,
Fo-
Why don't you step over here by the tree for me? You guys doing all right?
I'm walking home. I'm walking home.
You guys are both pretty drunk, right?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a secret or anything. We'll see a couple IDs for you.
No, this is home, guys. I'm sorry.
I
You're
don't
good.
have my.
Oh, he's hammered too.
Yep.
All right. Let's get your name.
Yep.
Okay. And what's the address here that you live at?
Looks like he's got facial hair, maybe, or just long hair.
wait, is that
Okay,
Tisdale
gotta-
there?
Yeah.
Oh, clad in black too. I mean, even the pants.
Take your hat off. I want to see your
Take your
hair.
hat off.
I want to see his red spiky hair.
Open up your
Officers,
jacket. I wanna see if you have a
officers in
button-down
black
shirt.
do not mean anything in particular.
Not saying I'm making commentary here, Liam.
I get it. I get
Generally.
it.
How much? Just a few.
Just a few. All right, man. Here's the deal. Open containers, misdemeanor in the state of Idaho. You're aware of this. What year are you in school?
Why is that redacted?
Oh, I'm in the wrong.
No,
I'm not. I'm not
I appreciate you owning it.
So, I mean, that's the question. If it's a misdemeanor for open container, why doesn't he write him a citation?
Right.
Why does this guy walk? I don't know.
Really appreciate you owning it. I'm just gonna make sure your ID's good.
Sorry. Actually sorry.
But I'm staying with friends. This is my friend right here.
Cubby. All right, man. There's that back for you.
Sorry.
You're good. What's all? Do you spill all over yourself?
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Earlier in the night. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm back at home.
21. Yeah.
We're good.
Well, not quite. So she's under 21.
Can't.
God.
No.
I know. These are mine. These are mine. Yeah.
I get that, but she's very obviously intoxicated. So,
We just met out.
okay. Here's the deal. You're already handling the dinner part?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to hang on you for a minute, okay? You're going to get a citation for minor consumption. All right? So, stay here.
All right, my man. If there's anything left in those, go ahead and pour them out for me right now. It's right by the trees, good.
Oh, there is
Oh,
beer.
Litter. Yeah, litter.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead and pour them out.
Yeah.
It's okay. And we're not going to give you a citation.
Right. I mean, if they had been completely empty, you could almost say, well, it wasn't an open container. They're just empty cans I'm recycling. But when you pour the beer out, then
You
they
heard
had
it.
alcohol.
We all heard it.
Left in there.
There's like the end.
Okay. Were you trying to walk her home?
Yeah, no. Her
Or-
apartment, I think.
Okay. Sounds
Her,
good.
her friend.
Okay. So to be fair, because I like to be fair, when she walks away, she comes around this tree, and he's saying she lives right there. So she didn't have to go far. But yes, she does have to walk up some stairs. But to be fair, it's not a fuck ton of I mean, if she lives right there, it's not a long ways to go. Anyways.
Apartment, not hers.
Is that where she's staying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Where are you? What's your plan after this?
I'm going back home.
Okay. You are free to go home at this time. She's going to be getting a citation for minor consumption. We'll make sure she makes it home. Okay?
Are you sure?
Yep.
So, her
She's right there. She's right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll make sure she makes it home. You're free to go, man.
Are you sure?
Yep.
We'll make sure she gets home.
She's
You ever seen that meme on the internet about the guy that pulls the woman over and her name is Frida? Have you seen that one?
No.
The office, he pulls her over and he asks what her name is, and she says Frida, and he says last name, and she says go, ma'am. He says you're free to go, ma'am. She goes okay, thank you, and she takes off.
gonna get a citation. We'll make sure she makes it home. All right. All right. Throw those away for me. Yep. You'll find it. Sounds good.
Oh, this is the best look we've ever gotten at Tisdale. You know, we've seen Rosenthal, but never him.
It's funny because we all gave this hypothetical about cops letting the pretty girls go free, but they give tickets to the guys. And this is the opposite. The guy gets to walk free and they cite the female. But anyways.
Nope, don't fall in the. Let's go over here so you don't fall in the roadway.
Right here?
Yep, come on over here with me. All right, you can just lean up against that car right there.
And lean up against suspect vehicle 1.
You can turn around and face me. There you go. You can lean your back up against it so you don't fall over.
No.
What?
Okay, I'm okay. I'm literally going to.
I get it, but we were watching you just almost fall over about 3 or 4 times right there. Were you drinking at the game?
Yeah, at the tailgate.
At the tailgate? Gotcha.
No, please.
Don't what?
I can't.
What can't you do?
My parents are going to. Okay. Yeah, whatever you gotta do.
Well, that's one thing. If you're drinking at a friend's house, behind closed doors, where no one can see it. It's another thing to be staggering drunk across the street, in plain view of everybody, with open containers on your friend. See how those two are kind of different?
Yeah, because it's her fault that he had open containers.
Right. Yeah. You know, and I don't.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope there.
I'm gonna let that
Good.
go.
It's a good catch. She wasn't holding it, right?
He was, but
That's fine. You're very clearly intoxicated. So that's what you're going to be getting a citation for, and then we'll make sure you make it home safely, okay? What year are you in school? All right. Have you been to any cop talks with Officer Morris or Rosinski?
Yay! I did hear all of that correctly. Now
Yeah.
I heard it all.
Now we hear
correctly.
it good. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Have they come by your sorority all?
Yeah.
Okay. Did they come by and chat with you guys?
Yes.
Okay. So they've explained this whole deal before.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure it's not from a lack of opportunity on our part for education. How old are you? How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well.
Yeah, somebody's got when he Rosie's like, you clearly have been drinking. I'm like, have you been drinking, officer? Things you don't want to say to a police officer writing you a ticket for 500, please. Anyway.
What's your friend's name that lives here? Okay, is that the friend you're staying with tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Oh, it's a fire truck there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was the white. Was that the white vehicle I said that went by? That's just a fire. It's a fire department truck, I think.
What were you drinking tonight?
Well, I drank a little bit at the tailgate, and Keystone.
Keystone.
That's
I heard
what
it right.
drinking.
You're this drunk off Keystone?
The game didn't start till 4 or something
Oh, so you've been going at it for a while?
for a while, yeah.
Okay. Usually it
You
takes
know-
a lot of Keystone to get somebody.
Yeah.
This I find this inappropriate as far as wanting to know exactly what she's drinking, how much. It's almost like he's coaxing her into incriminating herself, that if she goes to challenge this in court, he's just pulling more and more information out of her about this. But they didn't ask the guy any of
Yeah.
this shit.
He had. By the way, he had Coors. So
Yes.
she drank Keystone. He had Coors. Just for those
Yeah.
those keeping score at home.
Right. Yeah.
So I saw the cop car go by. Did we just not hear at all him saying about the guy that needs to turn his lights off, or is that still coming?
That's still coming. I've been waiting.
Yeah,
for
we
Yeah, I
that.
don't think that
Yeah.
happened yet.
We didn't get to it yet.
Pretty tough. Was there a little hard alcohol in there?
Maybe a shot or two.
You're not going to get in any more trouble if the alcohol changes. A shot or
I
two.
usually stick to Busch Light or Keystone.
Probably safe. 76, 77.
Here's the no headlight.
You got a silver Tacoma at University and Deacon, no lights on.
Turn on your headlights. Put your lights on.
Hey, firm.
All right, here we go.
Hey, man, Moscow Police Department.
Yeah.
Driving around without any lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just driving this guy's home.
Okay. You doing all right?
No, yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
I'm just driving home.
Is this your vehicle?
I just got my
So I'm the owner of this vehicle.
Okay.
I had a couple drinks.
Okay.
Got sober driver today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for the lights were off. We did not notice that until we were
We did not notice that the lights were on.
all driving.
He's all super articulating his words. I had a few drinks, but I am very sorry that my friend did not turn the lights on.
He's his lawyer in the back seat.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm
sober.
sorry.
I'm the owner of this vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry about that.
Okay.
So sorry.
No, you're good. Big safety thing, right?
No, yeah, 100%.
Downtown.
Yeah.
A lot of people walking around.
Yeah.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
I have not, no. I'm completely sober.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you go to the football game?
What's up?
Did you go to the football game?
No, we were just watching the UFC fight.
Oh, where's it? Where are you watching that at?
Our buddies.
Where?
And not that we're going to make a big deal out about it, but people talked about the fights that were going on that night. Remember? And so there's all these rumors that there was a fight club, or that people at the grub truck were watching fights on their phones and cheering for fighters. And then someone says, you dumbasses, there was a UFC fight that night. So I only stopped the video because they say they were watching the UFC fights, which I guess corroborates that there were UFC fights that somebody was watching at least. But anyways.
Apartments?
Right by Jimmy John.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah. This the one driving on.
So there's the
Who's
that's the
this?
cop car that pulled up behind them, right? Or
Who is
no?
this?
Is that a no? Is that that's probably not a cop because would he have that ball cap on?
It
thought
couldn't
this
be
was-
It couldn't be Tesdahl because somebody's over with
No.
a girl at the time, unless they both left her.
We'll find out.
Yeah. So you didn't have any headlights on. I was just chatting with
Yeah, it is a cop. So this is the cop. This is the cop car that pulled up behind them, which I think he
Yeah.
turns his lights on. I don't know why it's not on yet, but anyways.
about it. He says he's the DB for the crowd.
Driving, so
Gotcha.
Might not be worse if you have him at least check eyes or see if you want to do anything like that.
Do you have your driver's license for you, man?
Those lights aren't on there.
inside my house. Yeah. So I'm the owner of this vehicle. My license is
Here it goes again.
in that side cabinet.
Well, I need the driver's license, but I will need your insurance and registration if you have it.
Oh, yes. If you could grab that real quick.
I'm gonna go check in. Yeah, it's super lethargic, very slow response, very slow to kind of
It should be
pay attention to what's going on. The passenger of a different vehicle hopped out and told him, and he just kind of sat there and kind of looked and then looked down his lights. So really slow movements, really slow speech, but obviously odor, but that's kind of odor. So that's where I'm at. Do you want me to hang out with you? Or? Okay, sounds good. I'll call you. Yeah.
So the car in front of them did a citizen stop. They just parked there until the cops could come over and get this guy.
For a second there, I thought, is that other cop Tesdahl? But I knew it couldn't be because he was over
Yeah.
here. Process of
Yeah.
elimination. It wasn't Snyder. It wasn't Warner. Trying to
Yeah.
think who else? It wasn't Nunez.
Yeah.
Doppelganger of Tesdahl.
Yeah, he does kind of look a little alike.
I got another feed.
Oh, when did he turn the lights on? I was waiting for him to turn the lights on, and all of a sudden the lights are on. I don't even pay attention to when he turned it. Wait a minute. He's still over there at the driver's thing. When the hell did the lights come on? We don't need to know, but curious minds want to know. What? Like, do the lights automatically come on their own after the car's been stopped for a period of time, or did he walk back to his car and flip his lights on? One.
No, they need to be turned on.
So
And,
he must have gone back and
He
just
had
didn't
to.
see it and
He
turned
had
his light
to.
on.
Yeah.
So, this is your information up top here, the citation, which is minor consumption, a little description, myself down here, and the important part, you have to have paid or contested. Okay, do you have any questions on that? Okay, it's just an infraction. Okay, so it does come with a fine. I'll explain that in just a second, but if I get to a sign on the yellow line acknowledging that you will have this taken care of.
Thomas Jefferson.
not a
Less
mission
time
yet.
to write the Declaration of
Substituted.
Independence. To write the ticket. Agreed.
What's that?
McCady, look at her comment. It took Thomas Jefferson less time to write the Declaration of Independence than the citation by Tesdahl.
Get your copy here, okay?
Do you know what apartment he's in? Do you know apartment number at all?
I know it's on. I don't know the number though.
Gotcha.
Okay, here's your copy. On the back has the information and instructions on how to take care of it. This you get, and down here is the fine, okay? It's $487.50. Okay, here's your copy, okay?
No, I'm just gonna walk right up here.
Okay. I just don't want you to fall down any of those stairs, okay? You're pretty unstable on your feet. Do you want me to go get...
No, it's okay.
Okay. Just want to make sure you make it home safely, all right?
In the future, stay inside if you're going to be drinking underage, okay?
She is hammered.
See, I'm gonna hang out.
We got 3 Moscow Police Department officers within about
See, now-
20 feet of her.
What?
You got 3 Moscow Police Department officers within 20 feet of that girl, walking away, stumbling over, and they continue writing. You know, Tisdahl.
But did you hear? Did you hear what he just said though?
What?
He just said, "I'm going to go ahead and hang out here and make sure she gets back to her place." So he did say that. Just that right at the close. We're like right. Let me go back and play it for you.
See, I'm gonna hang out and make sure she makes it home. Right? Yeah. What's up, buddy? Okay. Thanks for checking that.
I mean, so to be fair, he
may
did
have.
say
Yeah,
he's gonna
right.
make sure she gets home, and because the camera cuts off, we don't know if he walked
Right.
around
I hope
the
he
tree to
did.
go make sure she got up the
Yeah, I hope
stairs.
so.
That makes me feel a little bit better because it was very aggravating watching.
The devil is in the details. You gotta
Yes.
listen to all the little shit.
The
What
last
Susan Russo
line.
saying in the now, I got to say, Susan, I always thought that Molly was possibly talking about Tisdahl's hair, but we got a Tisdahl doppelganger that was also on scene that night that we need to investigate a little bit more.
Yeah. Well,
Very interesting.
so that took us most of the 2 hours. I hope that it was.
Yeah.
I hope, Kathy, it was worth taking a
It's
little
pretty
break
good.
from your.
Oh,
from your
well, I'm
research
telling
stuff.
you. We got a big day coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
we may be seeing something drop in Coburger versus Idaho. Maybe not, because it's day 30. And that's
Yeah.
when the response to the initial petition is allegedly due per the statute. There's been no notice of appearance as of yet. And I'm wondering if they're going to make a kamikaze move and file something
But you know,
tomorrow. So we're gonna
deadlines don't mean anything. And
I don't know. She called it like a day before the SCOTUS case with like we should be hearing anything now any minute, and all of a sudden, bam! Next day, hey, let's talk about it. Just happened. So
you know, where nothing's being said is still. I'm really surprised. The family members in the federal lawsuit Gonzalez et al. Versus Washington State University still have not. Nobody's notified the federal court that there is this action going on. When both sides, especially the petitioner, it's based on Coburger pleading guilty. Nothing's been happening on that docket since June, like mid-June. A lot going on, guys.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to see if his new attorney is going to file an amended PCR with a little better language. And somebody says, "Hey, Accomplished Datus released a new video." Yes, I know. We had that on backup because we thought surely it's not going to take us 2 hours to get through a 20-minute video. I was wrong. I almost always am wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have to cover it later. Maybe tomorrow night. We'll probably do it tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think it's like a 45-minute interview. So
a lot of people busy for about 3 nights.
4 hours. Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go put one eye on the Coburger versus Idaho docket, the other eye on EWU, a third eye on. So I'm gonna thank you so much for.
All right, take it easy. Thanks for joining us.
Really eye opening.
I see the chat.
Have a good night.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of this stuff.
Yeah, I think it's good. You know, you answered a lot of questions about police procedure and stuff like that, and that helps educate everybody. And I think it's great. So
we got a long way to go, guys. Is Mr. Coburger going to get? I mean, that's the bottom line. Is he going to get post-conviction relief or not? I think that I think he should. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Like at least said, it's all going to depend on this amended petition. So, thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you. Yeah. Most mainstream media doesn't think he has a snowball chance in hell, but I bet you he does.
One thing, he does. And I know there's a lot of different angles and stuff that we don't know.
Yeah.
What if we don't know the results of the leak? What if the leak is from the defense? And Hippler would know that, right? Because the administrative thing is known. So maybe, people may be up for a bombshell here. Hippler may be so pissed,
Yeah, if the leak came from the defense side, then Coburger has all day long to say that he got an unfair, ineffective assistance of counsel.
Right.
Shit, for all we know, the administrative investigation was the announcement of what that was in that was leaked to Koberger, and that may have informed the PCR. Maybe he didn't state it, in the PCR, but maybe he found out about the administrative leak and what happened, and someone said, you have all day long to file ineffective assistance to counsel because they're part of an investigation. So
yeah,
it's going to be super interesting. Well, that's it for us for tonight for Crimes After Dark. Thank you, One and Robin, for joining us, and of course Kathy. We said a lot of thanks to her. Thank you to everybody that stayed with us for the full grueling 2 hours of 20 minutes of body camera footage. I never thought we could make that last 2 hours.
Yeah.
We did.
And definitely, I know we said it before, definitely a big shout out again to Outcast for getting that video, supplying it. That, we have to do is work together, try our best. It's great when we share info and we all have different opinions. It's fine. We work together. And I did want to make a quick shout out. I saw Big Mikey in the chat, which I know Lee may not be familiar with, but he was a mod for Tommy Jude show. I don't know if he's still here, but
I saw some Tommy Jude comments coming out. So that makes more sense now. And if you see tomorrow flags at half-mast or soon at half-mast, it may be that Trump has ordered at federal institutions half-mast for Dolly Parton, the passing of Dolly Parton. So if you're wondering why the flag is at half-mast at your courthouse or whatever, that may be indeed the reason for the passing of Dolly Parton at age 80. Thank you all for coming. We will see you again tomorrow night at the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Crimes After Dark. Take it easy.
Good night, guys.